For member statements today, we will hear from the members for the districts of Mount Pearl North, Placentia West-Bellevue, Virginia Waters-Pleasantville, Ferryland, Windsor Lake, and then I'll be over to the member for Gander at that time. The Honourable, the member for Mount Pearl North.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in this Honourable House today to congratulate Coffee Matters on the return to their original Mount Pearl location. In early April of this year, the Mount Pearl business was forced from its home in a strip mall on Commonwealth Avenue following a fire at Elite Tattoo Studio next door. The business lost thousands of dollars worth of food due to smoke damage, and the structure itself was completely cleared out. After the fire, co-owner Scott Hillier said he was overwhelmed with the flood of support they received from the community when preparing their temporary space for business. Customers, suppliers, contractors, and other businesses and community members were there to help. Hillier attributes the show of support from the community to the good brand that Coffee Matters has built, which puts people and goodwill first and profit second. He said, and I quote, "We have a philosophy, whoever calls looking for a donation, whether it's a $5 gift card or whether it's something larger, we always try our best to donate back to the community." I would ask all members present to join me in thanking Coffee Matters for all they do in the community and congratulate them on their return to their original home in Mount Pearl.
The Honourable member for the district of Placentia West-Bellevue.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. George Brescia was 21 when he joined the Royal Artillery 59th Newfoundland Heavy Regiment and served during the successful Battle of Normandy, in addition to service in Belgium, the Netherlands and Germany. His unit fired its last rounds of the war in Hamburg, Germany, 2 days before the city's German forces surrendered. Upon returning home, he raised a family and became a dedicated member of the Freemasons. He passed away this January at the age of 98. Mr. Cyril Butler joined the war effort at the age of 18, serving in the Royal Air Force while stationed at Scotland, Wales and England on D-Day. Upon returning home, he served in the Naval Reserves and as a councillor and town manager in Marystown. He was instrumental in the erection of a war monument in Marystown and the creation of the Sea Cadet Corps. A consummate gentleman, Mr. Butler passed away in July at the age of 96. A third veteran, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Dan Holloway, served with the Canadian Army Royal Canadian Ordnance Corps from 42 to 47 in ammunitions, naval mine and U-boat detection supply system. He became a passionate advocate for recreation, serving as Marystown's first arena manager and recreation director before becoming president of both provincial and national pensioners and senior citizens federations. He passed away in September at the age of 96. Mr. Speaker, I ask all honourable members to salute all veterans, but most certainly these three heroes hailing from Marystown. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for the district of Virginia Waters-Pleasantville.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this honourable House to recognise local entrepreneurs Shira King and David Mullet of Midnight Tailors in my district. Midnight Tailors are tie makers from St. John's who create handmade to order custom ties for everyone and for every occasion or non-occasion, including weddings, corporate situations, or if you just want to look sharp. Sci-Fi on the Rock, St. John's largest pop culture convention, afforded them the opportunity to realize the potential that convention setting offers market their unique geek chic casual accessories. Midnight Tailors then decided to hit the Canadian convention circuit each year, peddling their wares at established giants such as Montreal Comic-Con and HalCon, among many others. Midnight Tailors also supply several retail outlets with their products, proving that there is a huge niche market for custom accessories in our community. Since initially starting with classics and bow ties, they have expanded to cufflinks, earrings, scrunchies, handkerchiefs, and headscarves, ensuring that there is something for everyone in their shop. Midnight Tailors have shown that with a little imagination and a lot of drive, anything can happen. They are a creative cornerstone for our community, and I look forward to seeing what creations they come up with next. I ask all honourable members to join me in wishing Shira, David and Midnight Tailors the best of luck, and remember to support local. Thank you.
The honourable member for the district of Ferryland.
Mr. Speaker, happy to rise today to recognise the graduating class of 2018 of Stella Maris Academy in Trapassi. The class included 3 high school graduates, Adriana Nicol, Riley Pennell and Deanne Peary. Last Saturday, I was honoured to share in the graduation ceremony for these 3 students held in Portugal South. While Stella Maris students' enrollment has declined significantly in the last decade, their academic and athletic results have always been extremely high. The innovation and commitment of the staff and students have ensured students are ready to take on any challenge. The size of their school and class has not affected their academic success. Their success is tied to the tremendous supports from the school staff, the communities, and parents. These supports have played a big role in maximizing their education experience, opportunities, and has provided the needed guidance to the students over the years at Stella Maris. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members of the House to join me in honouring the graduates of Stella Maris Academy of Trapassi and wish them every success in their future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for the District of Windsor Lake.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to pay tribute to a dedicated, lifelong public servant who recently announced his retirement from this chamber. The member for Topsail Paradise entered the House in 2010, but his contributions to the well-being of the province span decades. Prior to entering provincial politics, he spent 25 years as an officer in the RNC, served as councillor and deputy mayor in his hometown of Conception Bay South, and has been a lifelong volunteer and community leader. The member served 8 years as a cabinet minister, leader of the opposition, and the 12th Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, while devoting himself to the people of his constituency. Whether the member for Topsail Paradise stays retired from the public eye or not, his future activities will be performed with the dignity, compassion, and dedication that he has always shown. The PC caucus thanks the member for his service and wishes him and his family Godspeed as they write the next chapter of their lives.
For further member statements, I would ask the member for Gander to please address the House of Assembly, confirm leave, and then proceed with his statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I thank my colleagues for leave to present this statement. Mr. Speaker, it's with great sadness that I rise in this honourable House to mark the passing of my friend and former colleague, Dr. Doug Torrigal. Coming to Gander from a practice in Grand Falls, Windsor in 2004, Doug rapidly established himself as a pillar not just in the obstetric service but in the community itself. His tireless efforts carried his beloved discipline through many challenging times, and it was only his unreliable physical health that finally ground him to a halt. It's a remarkable testimony to the man, his character and skills, and the love and respect in which he was held by staff, that the entire obstetric nursing complement from the hospital formed an honour guard to escort him on his last journey through the church in which he worshipped regularly. In turn, their nursing colleagues had volunteered to fill their places on duty to allow all of them to pay their respects. It was the entire hospital coming together. He will be remembered as a tireless advocate for midwifery, in Gander in particular. The profession, his discipline, and his community will be the poorer for his passing, but his memory will continue in the hearts of we who knew him. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.